Monster I Married Part 3. So, I don't know it at the time, but on January 10th, 2025, my husband has closed on a home in Oregon. January 10th becomes important. So, the children, their birthday weekend, their birthdays are back to back. So, the weekend of the 17th through the 20th is when he decides that he's going to be coming in and out, taking things, slowly moving in and out. I say something about since you pulled that stunt with the TV, right? You just took the TV and tried to pretend like it was busted. I don't want you in here, taking whatever the hell you want, right? Sneaking in and out. I don't want you doing that. So you need to pick a time where, I'm here, so I can make sure that you're only taking things that actually belong to you, because this man is trying to argue with me about who bought that pair of socks. We're in a long-term marriage. We've literally been together our entire adult lives. I'm not going to go back and forth with you about what you bought 7 years ago and what I bought 10 years ago. Take your stuff, and go. So he's like, no, he's just oppositional. Moving every single thing is he's just being oppositional on purpose. So, he's moving stuff in and out on their birthday weekend, which is devastating to them. Devastating. The amount of rage that I feel that anyway. So I'm trying to do what I can for the boys. I'm trying to, I'm the only one, again, for the millionth time, I'm the only one who is talking to them about this. As he's moving out, he still has never even had a conversation with them up until this point of hey, your mom and I are split. None of that has been said. He has completely ignored them at this point for about 8 months. Completely. And they're so confused. They have no idea they're so confused and hurt. And so Monday, January 20th, I get home and he has clearly been here for hours and he's packing stuff up. I see that the car is full. I come in, he's in my room, getting his clothes out of the closet. And I believe that he had done that thinking he was going to be able to get out of there before I got home. So he wouldn't have to say anything to me and he could just disappear into the night, because that was the intention. So I say something about, he needs to get it all in one. So I don't want him coming back. He needs to get it all. And he's like, I'll do whatever I want, but you're not the boss of me, toddler type shit. I'll do whatever I want. And I'm like, you need to get all of your stuff at once. And I also say, months ago, I had said, you need to take the dogs. And he was like, yeah, whatever. So this day, January 20th, I say, since you've not been taking care of the dogs at all, I've discussed it with the boys and we're going to keep the dogs. You've not been taking care of them at all. I can't take care of them, my back and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, cool. Anyways, you're not going to be taking them. I will take my dogs. I'll come in here when you're not here. I will take my dogs. I'll do whatever I want, whenever I want, when you're not here. So, and I'll never forget, he said, I've not been taking care of them because I live here. When I have my own place, I'll take care of them, because that's how things work. Because you've lived in my house, that's why you've not been taking care of your responsibilities, but you'll take care of your responsibilities when you live somewhere else. What? Idiot. Anyway, so January 20th is the last day that I see him. He leaves a majority of big ticket items. He leaves those here. And he's like, I'm going to, put this stuff in storage. So he leaves January 20th. I've been communicating because the utilities were in his name. So I was like, hey, what about the utilities? Hey, what, whatever. And after he leaves, January 20th, he's ignoring me. So this is all in text. Over the span of a week, I think, I'm asking every day about the utilities. What I don't know is that on January 10th, when he closed on the house, he shut the utilities off. So they give you like 2 weeks for the next person or whatever to like get that in line. So that following weekend, January 25th, our electric gets cut off. And when I call, I can't do anything about it until Monday morning. When I call and I say, hey, like I need to get this set up in my name, is it normal for you guys to just like shut people off in the middle of winter? No, ma'am. You know, we give you guys, I don't know, 14, 7, however many days, right, to like respond. Let me pull it up. She said, husband turned off this account or closed this account or whatever on January 10th. At this point, I still don't know that January 10th is when he got the home. So I reach out to him and I say, our electric got shut off over the weekend. Also the internet and, you know, everything else, but the electric was the big one because it's the middle of winter. And he says, oh, you're lying, you know, whatever. And I said, the lady at the electric company told me that you shut it off January 10th. She has no reason to lie to me. Why on earth would she lie to me? I don't know that January 10th is significant at this point. So he's like, oh, you're lying. You're just trying to manipulate me to what? I'm trying to manipulate you to what? Like, I'm confronting you with the information that I've been given. So now we start what starts the next couple of months of going back and forth about the vehicles. So we have 2 vehicles. One of them that he's been driving is like 15 years old. And he's driven it over these past 2 years into the ground, honey, into the ground. So when we bought another car in 2023, that's the newer car, right? So I say, I want to keep the newer vehicle because I'm the one who's traveling 100 miles a day for work. And the kids also are going to need like to get back and forth, right? I want the newer car because if this older car starts breaking down and it's getting to the point where like that's going to happen, right? If it gets to the point where it starts breaking down and stuff, I'm not going to have the money to fix it. I don't know, you know, all that stuff. And he's like, yeah, like you can pay for it. And I'm like, no, continue making the car payment. It's literally the least that you can do is continue to make the car payment while I make sure that these kids can get back and forth and I can get back and forth. But husband doesn't care about those things. So he's like, no, I'm not going to help at all. Absolutely not. I'm not paying this car payment. And I'm like, okay, well, until I get the car situation figured out, then I guess you can take me to court. Tell the court that you're leaving the financial burden of this entire family on your wife and that you want the only working vehicle. Right? Do it. If that's what you want to do. Or you can wait until I get this figured out. But I've got health, which a whole nother video, but I have health things going on. I've got trips coming up. It's going to take me a little bit to get this sorted. All right? Part 4.